So, everyone, before we get into the extreme gut health supplement haul, I do want to share a quick testimony with you guys of my own health journey regarding my digestive system and gut damage. And you could pretty much classify me, if anything, I'm kind of more on the extreme end of things as far as damage. I, at one time, completely lost all function of being able to even process and eat or break down food at all. At one point, it was even hard for me to even drink liquids. There was a long process I had to go through to build myself back up to even being able to take food into my system. That's how extreme and bad I was. And so, um, I went through that journey, but I kept going through these cycles where I would get better, but then I would go backwards in my progress. I would get a little bit better and I would go in these cycles of there was just something there still agitating me, still irritating me. Um, and how I finally got down to where I am now and how I finally came about the supplements that I'm going to share with you now. This is divine heavenly intel. Keep that in mind. Those things that, are shared with me, I do pass it along on my platform when it comes to healing. But, so in the Tree of Life Healing and Deliverance book, I also use those prayers and perform those prayers on myself. And I also do share those results on all my platform at what the results were. Now, I do have a specific prayer just for the digestive system. And if you're someone who's really struggling with problems in that area, especially serious and chronic issues, and you're desperate for healing, you're desperate for answers, maybe you're going back and forth to the gastro doctor and they're not really giving you anything concrete, and you're still having chronic issues in your gut in that area. This covers ulcers if you have like a high acidic, stomach and gut situation. If you have, sores and bleeding, if you have issues where your gut lining is very thin, I struggled with that as well. If you have ulcerative colitis, if you have, I can't think of the other one. Oh, if you have Crohn's, anything under digestive illness and you are suffering and have yet to find true healing, I would highly encourage you guys to get my book, even if it's just for that specific prayer alone. I'm telling you, I was the worst of the worst of the worst. And so I believe I did the prayers twice. The first time I got a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of feedback from the Lord, a lot of instructions. But it was really that second time, and I'm going to share the testimony of how I swallowed an entire bottle of plastic. But it was that second time that I prayed the digestive prayer. And this is why I encourage you guys to get the book and to pray the prayer yourself between you and the highest power, between you and the Lord Jesus Christ, between you and the Holy Spirit, between you and the Father, because there's going to be certain things that are going on the inside of your body that may not be going on the inside of mine. So some people may say, well, why don't you just tell us everything that you were told to do and we can do it too? I can't do that. I can share certain generalizations here and there, but the Lord had me write that book for a reason. Is so people can stop running to mankind for all of their answers. There's nothing wrong with getting advice, getting help, getting tips from people. But there's going to be certain things that only God will know. Case in point, my testimony of how I swallowed an entire plastic bottle. Only God could have revealed and told me that. There was not ever going to be any doctor, any x-ray machine, any person, no matter how much knowledge I gained myself about what to eat, and no matter how much I came on YouTube and follow other people's, instructions and do what they did and eat what they eat, that does not mean that's going to be applicable and the best thing for my personal path of healing. Okay. And this is why I'm telling you guys, you have to get the prayer and go to him specifically yourself. You can learn a lot from me and you can do a lot of what I did. We have different bodies. We have different traumas going on. We have different genetics. Okay, there may be something that worked out great for you, but I may have an allergy to it without me knowing it. So, what does it benefit me to only copy and do what other people do when I could be hurting myself and I don't even realize it and know it? I've been told several times, if you don't follow the exact instructions that I'm giving you and stick to it, you will die. So, this is very serious when I say that there's only certain things that the Lord will know about the inside of your body that human beings just cannot give you access to. Okay, here we go. It was the second time I practiced digestive prayer, and it will uncover and reveal all hidden things for you, whether it's coming from a spiritual source, an emotional source. It could be sleep, stress related, whether it's your diet, whether it's a specific supplement. It's going to be a different prescription, a divine prescription for each of us. And that's why you have to personally take this to the Lord yourself with this prayer, and it will uncover and reveal to you and bring all of those answers and direction out for you. The Lord, after I practiced the second time, he revealed to me that, you know how we consume little pieces of plastic from like our capsules and our peels and this and that. I know, I think they coat tea bags in plastic. So over time, throughout, I'm in my early 40s. So throughout my whole life, I've been consuming these little pieces and little amounts of small plastic. And everyone says, oh, that's nothing wrong with that. Well, guess what the Lord told me? He revealed to me that if I was to take all of the tiny pieces and all of the trace amounts of plastic that you've eaten over your whole life, and we were to gather them all together, that it would form an entire plastic bottle. He showed me it was like I would say it was between 4 and 7 ounces um of a plastic bottle, and he said that's how much plastic resides in your gut and in your system, how much plastic you've intaken into your system. All those little tiny pieces and shards of plastic, are throughout your digestive system, tearing it up, ripping little tiny holes in it. And we were not created to digest plastic, even though we consume it on a daily basis. And what happened was, you know, once my body got all of this plastic in it and all of these foreign objects that it was not created to break down and digest, then when it came to breaking down healthy, good food that is nothing wrong with eating, such as healthy, good quality meat, such as healthy fish, even down to vegetables and fruits. When it came time for me to break down things I am supposed to be eating, my system was struggling because it had been damaged from all these foreign objects. And because of that, he said, you have so much undigested food, healthy, real good food that you should be able to process. You should be able to eat fish. But it is not getting broken down and processed and digest the right way because your system is malfunctioning from having all these foreign objects in it and all of this damage. Okay. And that is, it was the second time I prayed that digestive prayer where he revealed that to me. And immediately he said, you need to get back on the plant base until I tell you to stop. If I don't ever tell you to get back on eating meat, don't do it. And that's what I was doing. I was prematurely starting back on meats when I wasn't supposed to yet. I wasn't fully healed and restored yet. Am I prescribing for you that you better go get plant-based right away? No. Is plant-based at least temporarily beneficial for any ailment you're dealing with? Yes, but that doesn't mean you have to stop eating meat or never eat meat again. It's going to all come down to you going to the Lord with this prayer yourself to figure out what your mode and path of healing and your prescription is for him. And so that is how that came about. These supplements that I'm about to share with you right now. These are the things, once he shared with me all the damage from the shards and pieces of plastic in my system, he said, I need you to get on, and I will share the process of all those with you. That's what we're going to get into now. And he gave those things to me by name. Now, before he gave me the revelation dream of the plastic bottles, I had heard that he told me to get sea moss. So I went out and got sea moss. However, they were in the plastic capsules. And I just remember him telling me, do not take that. And I didn't know why. And I kept asking why. And then I was led to get the loose powder version of sea moss only. None of my supplements that I take anymore or that I would share with you guys will be put inside of plastic capsules. And I would highly encourage you guys to develop that lifestyle as well. Don't do tea bags in these cheap, white little tea bags. Those are coated in chemicals and plastic that goes into your gut and causes damage. Do loose leaf inside of a little strainer yourself. Or there's some people that use like organic, it's almost like a net type material, but you have to be careful with that. So I encourage everyone to, as soon as possible, get off of these plastic capsules and move over to tablets or powders or liquids or loose leaf items yourself. And so let's get right into the affordable. It's very affordable. Extreme gut healing supplement haul, and I'll share some of those processes with you and items as well. Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to make the plant-based coconut colostrum that the Lord instructed me to make. He wanted me to make my own plant-based version, and that was just specifically what he advised for me, only because I am predominantly plant-based. If you also are on a plant-based journey, this would probably be the one that you would want to try to make. There are animal-based colostrums out there, but you would have to pray and get your own confirmation from the Lord, because if your digestive system is already agitated from animal-based products, then this would be the one you would want to try. To be honest, even if you are a meat eater, you probably want to try this, because I'm assuming if the Lord advised it, it's probably really good. So you just want to take some probiotics. These are not capsules with the plastic on it, and I shared that with you earlier on in the video, but these are caplets, meaning there is no plastic film or casing on it. And these are just like $5 at Walmart. And I just get these, but make sure they don't have a plastic capsule on them. You could even, I don't know if they carry liquid probiotics. You probably could look that up to avoid the plastic, but just the probiotics and your coconut milk. This just already happens to be some coconut milk I already have in a container. And literally, guys, just coconut milk, some probiotics. I usually do a full can of coconut milk at a time, and I'll share the brand that I like using. Dump it in the blender and drop you some probiotics. For every can, I would probably say I do three to four pills, and you would have to kind of measure that out if you have a liquid version. Dump those 2 ingredients in and make sure you blend it really, really good to where the pills are going to break down nice and fine and it won't come out chunky, and I'll catch up with you when I finish that. Okay, you guys see how the coconut milk, and this is the brand. There's several brands that are good. This is just happens to be one of the main ones that I use. The main thing you want to check for, because yes, the other day I got a brand and it was very watery and thin, and it did not have this thick, creamy, see how thick and dense that is? That's what you want to look for to make your colostrum / plant-based coconut yogurt, because that's going to ultimately help it thicken it back up after the blending process. So as long as the brand has this really thick, dense coconut cream inside of it, that is where all of the nutrients and ingredients and properties are that's going to give you your healing. Then you're good to go. But you just blend your coconut milk and your probiotics up in a blender. Make sure you blend it up really, really well. I usually go from medium to high for a little bit, for a few seconds or so, and then I'll put it on a smoothie option, because you want to get it, smoothed out, and you don't want any of those chunks and pieces of the probiotic pills. And there you go. Now, I know that it's liquid and loose now, but as you put your container in the refrigerator and let it sit, with each passing day, set up and thicken up as a yogurt. And this is two products in one. This is both the colostrum for your gut health that you're going to want to take by spoon. I usually take about, I would say, 4 tablespoons a day. And if you're going to double it and use it as a yogurt, this will also turn into homemade coconut yogurt without a bunch of processed chemicals and stuff. And over days, it will thicken up into a creamy type yogurt. And that yogurt is also the base for a lot of the other recipes that we will have on this channel, including a 2-ingredient, gluten-free, from scratch, chemical-free bread. But we will get into that in another You could always double up and make 2-can batches at a time, or even 3 cans, to be honest. But you want to make sure for every can of coconut milk, you want to make sure you have at least about, I would say 3 probiotic pills blended up in there. So you'll just have to do the math. And yeah, you know it's ready when you can kind of like, you need a spoon to take it. Okay. You can also drink this, to be honest. I've also taken it, blended it up together, and in the liquid state, I'll pour up like maybe 4 ounces or even, 6 ounces. And you can also drink it as well. You can even make smoothies out of this. Just treat it just like yogurt, pretty much, where you could put it in your smoothies. You can drink it. You can eat it by spoon, etc. And once again, this is the brand of sea moss that I have been taking. And remember what the Lord told me about the plastic coating for capsules on peels and how I got into that situation with my gut and plastic. So that's why I have it in the powder form. This is the particular brand that I use. I will leave the link for this product. I get it on Amazon. I will leave that link down below. None of this is sponsored. This is just the brands that I use. I told you my brand of probiotics from Walmart is about $5, and this is without the plastic coating. These are caplets. And also, one last thing, guys, even though you've put your probiotics in your colostrum or in your yogurt, you also want to still take one of these pills every day, okay? And the other items, I think it's 2 other supplement items that I just don't have on hand. I will include those in the video, as well as share with you that there were a few things on the list that is a part of the supplement regimen that I just happened to be out of while filming and did not have on hand. So for those items, I will both visually give you what the product is and the entire list of the entire supplement haul. I will put in detail down in the comments or the description box. So digestive enzymes is a big part of the gut healing, but it can't just be any digestive enzymes, because remember, I was told the revelation about the plastic, and the Lord shared with me that it's not about what you know, it's about what you don't know that hurts you and harms you. We already know with a lot of this stuff, eat more fruits and veggies, drink your water. I'm supposed to be exercising and staying in movement. It's really about those hidden dangers of where we're being attacked, those blind spots that we are ignorant and unaware of, and we don't know the level of damage that it's causing. So Bloom makes a really good digestive enzyme mixture, and it's in powder form. I believe this is about $29, and it's about $29, and it will last you the entire month. I will also include the price next to each item. I have some different options for you guys for affordability. It may be $29 for you. It may be $34 depending. Sometimes it goes on sale, but this will get you 30 servings. But let's just say I'm not really trying to spend $30 right now, or I don't have 30. Well, you can cut that price in half to only $15, and you can get the mini pack. So this is the same exact item as in the canister, but they're in individual little packets, but you do get only half of the amount. Now, this may work out perfectly fine for you because this is a 2-week supply, and if you really want to make your dollar stretch, what I've had to do before, simply because of affordability issues, I got the 15-pack sticks, and I did not take them every single day, but I did them, rotated them every other day, and they still lasted me the full month. Quick reminder, guys, when you go look up this, get the exact link and product that I'm showing you, because this company makes another type of sticks, and it's not the digestive enzyme. It's like an energy drink or energy powder, and they come in sticks. So read carefully and make sure you're not getting the energy powder drink version, but it's the superfoods and greens, and make sure that it has the digestive enzyme. Here is another more affordable option if you don't want to keep up with the bloom. To be honest, if you can afford to do both, I would encourage you to do both, at least until you can gain traction in your healing and see some progress. These are super enzymes, which is, again, the digestive enzymes. That is from this brand now. And this is only, I think I got this for $13. Comes with 90 tablets. And so even if you took, so the point of the digestive enzymes, the best case scenario would be able to take one before every meal. That way, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before a meal, take your digestive enzyme. That way, when you do eat food, it will help you break down those things. And so this will last you for a whole month, and it's only, I believe, $13, especially when it's on sale. It may be a little bit higher, maybe $16, but that's an alternative and very affordable. So ground flaxseed is another important part of my digestive journey right now. And so you can just take, I would say maybe 4 to 5 tablespoons of this. You can shake it up in any liquid, juice. I wouldn't necessarily suggest water because it's going to be probably weird to drink. But honestly, you can blend this up in smoothies and it'll be just fine. So even if you, speaking of smoothies, of why I'm prescribing you guys to take real unsweetened coconut milk, not the watery stuff in the canister, but the real kind from the can that has the cream inside of it. You can make smoothies out of that milk and some fruit, if you're able to eat fruit, and then the flax meal, put that inside of it. Make sure it's the ground version that's already grinded up and not the seed. You can see it's not that many of them, you know. And this was divine heavenly intel of the Lord, how he told me in an extreme need for healing, this is how you can begin to heal yourself and get your digestive system. And it has worked. And I want to tell you something, because, you know, sometimes we question ourselves, though, did I really hear that from the Lord? Did he really hear me? Guys, this is tested, tried, and true. When I was in a situation and I went out and got this stuff immediately and began taking it, there was a little period where I ran out of finances and I kind of slacked off from being as consistent with these items as I was. And guess what happened? My healing reversed and I started to have true issues. That was how I knew, yes, this was completely from heaven. This was from the Lord. This is divine intel right now, because I was having so much success and then I lost consistency, and all of a sudden I'm back having problems and my healing is reversing. As soon as I ran out and got right back on what the Lord told me to do and became back consistent and diligent with it, all of a sudden I have healing back, and now I'm functioning in a more healthier way. So I know for a fact, guys, that this is from the Lord, because I've experienced it and tested it on my own body. Just a quick tip before I let you go regarding the coconut yogurt, colostrum, whatever you want to call it. I will tell you, as far as it thickening up to the perfect yogurt consistency, there may be some inconsistency. Sometimes it fluffs up and thickens up to a perfect like yogurt texture. Sometimes it's a little looser. Sometimes it's in the middle. Don't worry about that, guys. Whatever it ends up turning into, roll with it and go with it. Even if it's just liquidy and coconut milk without the probiotics blended in it, you can pour yourself a couple of ounces of that coconut milk, pour in some unsweetened coconut water, and then the sea moss that we're supposed to take daily, mix your spoon of sea moss, the powder, in with the coconut milk, Stir it up, mix it up really well, and then just drink that and let that coat your entire gut and digestive system. Now, you want to take, the coconut, the colostrum, and the sea moss in the morning before you eat your first meal. That way you're coating your stomach with those healing properties, and you're soothing your system before you go into a day of putting food inside of it. And then for the enzymes, if you're doing the peels, you want to take a peel before every meal, about 10 minutes before every meal. If you're doing the green powder bloom superfood greens, you're not going to if you can afford to get enough to take it before every meal, that would be awesome. But if you're in a situation where you can only afford to take the greens, the bloom, once a day or every other day, to be honest with you, you could also take that in the morning as well. That way, all of those enzymes have an opportunity to coat your stomach and coat your gut before you begin putting food in it. So I want to know, guys, I want you to come back and tell me your testimonies if you ended up trying these supplements and you tried this regiment. How did it help you? Did you get good results? I want you to come back to this video and share with the rest of us your testimony and personal experience. But again, I would highly advise that you don't just stop there, because there could be other things about each person out there that I don't have the knowledge to give you, because I don't know what's going on inside of your body. So as well as the list of supplements, I will also leave the link to my prayer, healing, and deliverance book down below, which has the digestive healing. No matter what digestive disease or damage or situation you're going through, that will really, really help you take things up a notch into full repair and healing. Okay. So may the Lord in highest power bless all of you. I wish everyone out there listening to this healing, okay, deliverance of all your struggles, all your burdens, all your pains, all your illnesses. And I wish you well in your journey. I will catch up with you guys next time.